Hello and welcome back to Hooky Hour. Very dark episode. Apparently, there's like no light on my face. There's no natural light in this room. I feel like I've said it before, but it bears repeating that. Yeah, this is a weird room that I'm in. No light. I am a creature of the night. A Bannis cave, and I will not come out to rave. Anyways, poetry aside. The white-haired girl's persistent letters did not improve anything, but simply stoked the flames of misunderstanding. This continued for several months. Though outside the sun shone with the gentle warmth of spring, the cold, bitter winds of winter still relentlessly blew between Jacopo and his wife. Not allowed to leave her shed and never receiving a reply to her letters, the white-haired girl's only source of information was Maria. Week after week, her circumstances remained the same, but something else was beginning to show signs of change. Her mental state. Oh. White-haired girls or Maria's? It's pointless, madam. You're only wasting your time at this point. I saw him throw your letter into the fireplace. He's not going to read anything you write, no matter how much of your soul you pour into it. It's Maria, all right. He cares more about money and work than love. That's the kind of man he is. Just give up and file for divorce already. Oh, man. No. I will get through to him. Everything will go back to normal. I have faith. All my letters may go up in flames, but my faith will not be lost with them. As long as I keep writing, eventually I will get through to him. So I cannot stop. I cannot. Do you have any idea what he says about you, madam? Jacopo doesn't trust you in the slightest. He goes around calling you a witch. A man-eating devil woman. It's awful. He calls you a hot dog with no ketchup. There's no one as pure and as beautiful as you. He says I am a witch. Listen to me, madam. He never for a second actually loved you. He just wanted the influence attached to your name. Wanted to mingle with the upper class. He used you. But last year, when we went out together, he gave me the Phanacus wheel at the photography shop. She's still on about this. He had the owner make it especially for me. He was just trying to win your favor. If he really cared for you, he wouldn't have gotten you a proper toy. A paper toy. He would have gotten you something like a ring or a necklace or some perfume, a nice dress. Something women really like. Toys are exclusive to boys. Has he ever given you anything like that? He gave me a Phanacus wheel. He doesn't have any feelings for me? I'm sorry. I just couldn't stand to see you going through this, but I don't know when to shut my fat trap. I went too far. The last thing I need to be doing is hurting you worse. You know, for everything I've said, your unwavering dedication is really impressive, madam. I know I've suggested you get a divorce, but to be honest, part of me kinda doesn't want you to split up. Not done toying with your emotions yet, despite knowing you staying with him is just causing you pain. You've made it this far, I'd like to see you make it all the way. Maybe he actually will start paying attention. Your sweetness can melt even his heart of steel. Yes, you're right. I will keep waiting. Keep writing. I will not divorce him. Yeah, all right. So please, keep delivering my letters to him. You are my only remaining connection to the outside world. Oh yes, one more thing. If it is not too much trouble, could you tell me how he has been and what he has been doing lately? I do not have much else to write about, so if I could at least relieve him of some of his work-related stress. I am his wife after all. Uh-oh, she kinda acted for asking for details that if Maria gives her, might, I don't know, if Jacopo reads the details, yeah, no, this is kind of a little bit of a screwy situation. So Jacopo reads letters with Maria's details written by the white-haired girl, and they're actually true, then he's going to be like, what the? How does she know? She could only be talking about me after all. Wow. I should be able to do that much for him. I am his wife. Her dedication to him was perhaps closer to an obsession, but she did not seem to be conscientious of the fact that her obsession was killing her. She was visibly losing weight, and her spirit was breaking down. It is said that emotions fade with time, but the opposite can also be true. Just have a burning hatred for the rest of eternity. Only stokes the flame higher. Just thinking about it. The act of waiting, of fervently believing for so many months despite the object of one's affections not being returned to them, can tear apart a person's heart, crush their soul, shatter their spirit. No matter how radiant, how thick-skinned they may be, with enough time it will wear anyone down. No one is immune. It's pointless, Jacopo. Wait all you want. You won't get her back. If she's going to be writing letters, she could at least write one for you. She looks so pure, pretty as an angel. But God almighty, is it only how she looks? You've changed a bit. What, have I? The old you would be yelling and screaming, chomping at the bit to go storming in on the madam. Now you just go quiet. It's not fun. I'm just a little tired. You could break it off then. What? You already made a name for yourself in high society. Nobody's gonna suddenly start ignoring you. You've more than put her family name to good use. To put it in your own words, it's no longer necessary. This isn't something I really want to say, but the madam has never liked you. She was married off to a total stranger and forced to leave her home. I'm sure she felt very alone, and so she sought the companionship of other men. Anyone who wasn't you probably seemed quite attractive to her. Man, she is just churning. So, without getting violent or threatening to kill her or anything, just end it already, quietly and without a fuss. It'll be easier for you that way. I cannot. Because you still love her? That's wonderful, Jacopo. Keep it up, buddy. After everything, you still love her. That's just blind, slavish devotion at this point. Slavish, slob, whatever. Perhaps it's foolish. It is a foolish, unhealthy obsession, but I still do not wish to sever ties with her. I cannot get the image of a smile out of my head. The look of her utter elation on her face as she looked through the phantascope. Those captivating eyes beneath the veil at our wedding. I will never, for as long as I live, forget those sights. Color me surprised. You're a sentimental one. Why is there no music? Is it just me, or has there been no music? Whatever. Well, I have no choice but to finish the episode out at this point. Can't exactly go into all the technical things at this rate. True to your heart, despite how you may look. That's not a bad thing, though, in my book. Wait, no, I remember. Yeah, no, there should... I also just choosing not to play music for these parts, because I do remember listening to the opening scene, and there was music. Or not opening scene, the main menu. Jesus. All you can do is wait until she stops writing. But don't worry. If you need to let off some steam, I'm all ears. I'll be here for you until she breaks it off with other men. No, that will not be necessary. What? I know very well that things cannot continue on as they are forever. I knew it from the beginning and still couldn't do anything. This time, I'm planning on facing her myself. You serious, Jacopo? Yes. I've relied on you for too long. I was afraid of what I might do to her. I didn't want anyone to find out that my wife was being unfaithful. And I thought the best way to ensure that was by locking her up away from anyone else. But the situation is not going to improve unless I do something. If I allow things to continue as they are, sooner or later, word of her infidelity will leak. So before that happens, I must face her myself. I must do something. It's probably best if you didn't. I'll tell her anything you want. Make sure things start improving. I appreciate everything you've done, and I apologize for getting you involved in our troubles. But I'm going to end it now. No, I must put an end to it. This is a problem between me and her. You might get violent again if you go see her face to face. Yes, I might. I might do something that would look rather bad for me. But it's reached a point where, until the two of us face up to each other, it's never going to go away. It took me far too long. I wasted too much time trying to find my resolve. I see. You'll need a way to break the ice, then. Sorry, honey, that I kept you in a prison. Break the ice? Right. If you got some convenient excuse to talk to her, it'll reduce some tension and make it easier to bring up what you need to bring up, right? Here's an idea. That transcontinental railroad you've been funding. That's supposed to be opening up pretty soon, isn't it? Yes, it is. There will be a message by telegraph when it happens, right? You can ask her to be there to hear it. And then you can invite her to ride the first train. You've put your heart and soul into this project, and it's finally being realized. It's going to be an amazing day for you, and a day like that's ripe for more good things to happen. It's going to be the accomplishment of a lifetime. Don't look so down in the dumps. You're sending trains across this massive continent, carrying on them the people of this country's dreams. Who says you can't stick a dream of your own on it too? Right. Yes, you have a point. A railroad that spans from coast to coast. She's a sickly girl, which makes long trips difficult, and I've practically starved her. But this new rail system should make them much less straining. Just very, very bumpy. Would allow me to show her the world. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm getting excited myself. It'll go great, I'm sure of it. Yeah. And in scene. All right. Well, depending on what happens next. Aha, there's the music. It really was just a silent scene. All right. I was getting a little scared there that I did something wrong with the sound, but we're doing it. We're here. All right. Next time on Hooky Hour, we will see what Evil Maria has to say. So until then, see ya. Bye.